Well, welcome to the Citizens Bank of Rogersville studios. I'm John Pope, and I had something funny worked out, and then that's why we're 8 minutes late.
Yeah,
So,
well, you jinxed us. You said that we're going to be on time.
yeah.
And then you messed something up.
I messed something up, and it's my fault, folks. So we're gonna have a fun show tonight. I can already tell it's been fun in here before we even got started. So
I always wish we could kind of tape the beforehand. I mean, we've had some singing.
There's something that goes on. I know you're new to this, but while I'm talking, you don't cut in.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just joking.
Enjoy that.
with
You got to go home with me.
No, I'm kidding. Thanks, Alicia Pope, for stepping in tonight. I think the Whites are, I don't know if I can say where they're at, but they're somewhere.
Out of town.
They're going to be somewhere really fun. Yeah. I can't wait to hear their stories. So tonight we have, now let me ask you this. I ask all women's sports this. Does it bother you to be referred to as a lady cat, or do you want to just be called a wildcat?
It doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
I don't really care.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
I think often I use the two because, like right now, we've got both boys and girls wrestling going on. We've got both boys and girls basketball going on. So just trying to differentiate the teams, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I've had a little bit of blowback, I think, in saying lady cat, and we don't mean anything by it. Our daughter's a lady cat, and we're proud of her. So, so we got LadyCat Wrestling on tonight.
Yeah.
We're going to start with you. Why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Kaylee Mastriani.
What grade are you?
I'm a junior.
Junior? Mm-hmm. You'd be next.
My name's Ellie Dare, and I'm a sophomore.
You had to think about that for a second.
Yeah. So
I have to do that every time. I'm like, how old am I again?
Yeah, you remind me daily, so I don't.
I can't remember your age either.
So such a neat thing that is happening, I think, in women's sports. And I always say this, and I'm not knocking people that were my age when we played sports, but it seems like women's sports has gone from kind of frilly in some regards, like to straight up Mad Men. I mean, from whatever sport you want to talk about. And I think having representatives from our student body be lady cats is amazing. What made you guys how long have you been wrestling, and what made you want to start?
So I wrestled in Ozarks Youth Club when I was really young for about a year. And then I moved schools to a school that didn't have wrestling. And then my mom got the opportunity to come and work at Rogersville. And then we moved schools, and then I finally had the opportunity to do it. And so I started wrestling again.
Awesome.
So have you been wrestling here at LR for 2 years?
Yes.
Okay.
I have.
I've been wrestling since 8th grade, so 2 years. And I joined wrestling because my dad, loves wrestling a lot, and he was good at it. And I also just was, thinking about it, and people were convincing me to do it. So I just did it.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. We talk, Ryan wrestled, I didn't. I've done a little bit of jiu-jitsu, so I know, kind of the how exhausted you are. But you guys are doing that day in, day out. How was it being a student athlete, especially a wrestler? Because I can't imagine when I got home, I wouldn't want to just eat and go to bed. But you guys got homework, you've got other responsibilities. How is it being a student athlete?
It's definitely hard to find the right balance to balance everything out. But my dad also did wrestling in high school, and he was also pretty good at it. But he's kind of guided me to find that balance in wrestling in school because he was the same way.
Awesome.
It is kind of hard to balance because practice ends so late, but I don't know. I just find the balance, and I get my work done. I get my work done at school, so I don't have homework. So I balance it pretty well.
This
Trying
goes
to make most of your time at school.
I'm sorry, I'm asking all the questions.
I know. I'm just going to cut you off here in a second.
Okay, sorry. I've got one question. So I know when Alicia's about ready to go to battle with me, what's running through her mind. She may go play a mixtape, a mixed portfolio, or not portfolio, what am I, playlist of, just stuff to get her pumped up. But when you guys are going, that's such a team sport. It's a team sport, but it's not. I mean, it's you versus the other gladiator out there, you know, like what's going through are you getting locked in as you go to the mat, or are you locked in when you get off the bus? I mean, tell us about that process.
So I mean, it all starts that day. I mean, you got to prepare for it the entire day. I mean, you got to be ready to, like, go out there and just do your best, because that's all you can do, really, is just go out there and try your hardest.
I lock in like as soon as I get to where we're wrestling at. So if it's at home, I'm locked in the whole school day. But like, I just get locked in at the school. I see who I'm wrestling, and I just get locked in when I'm on the mat.
So when you see her going around, are you like, are you saying anything like with your emotions or your words? Like, you better be ready.
Oh, it's barbecue chicken from there.
It's what?
It's barbecue chicken from there.
Barbecue chicken.
Hold on. Explain this.
I feel like this needs to be a shirt.
It's barbecue chicken from there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, it's just light work. Like, you just see it, and you just got to realize that, I mean, you just got to go out there and do the best that you can, and that's all you can do.
I like it. Because barbecue chicken, that's, you know, you're not, yeah.
Exactly.
You're about ready to feast, right? I made my little chicken.
Exactly.
There you go. What about you?
I'm kind of like nervous when I see them, but being nervous makes it worse for like when you're wrestling and stuff. So I just get over it.
Worse for them or worse for you?
For me, like I'll just be too nervous to do anything. So
Yeah.
What are you guys using to fuel on those days? Is there a certain, like, you know, carb load that you're using? I mean, because it's exhausting.
So, me personally, before a match, I get so nauseous that I don't eat anything. I usually drink a Red Bull, and I just call it good.
Very healthy. Very healthy.
Yeah.
Cardiologists would agree. 9 out of 10 of them.
Absolutely.
No, I'm kidding.
Absolutely.
No, that's great. What about you?
I don't have to watch my weight or anything, so I'm not worried about what I'm eating. But if there's dinner at wherever we're wrestling, I'll just eat that and I'm fine.
What if it was Post Game Pizza, who is our sponsor 2 doors down? What kind of pizza do you hope they're bringing you?
Barbecue chicken pizza.
You in the
How did I guess
I
this?
love it. I love it. What about you?
Cheese.
Cheese. You're
Just
just
a simple girl.
simple.
Have you tried the ultimate cheese at Post Game Pizza?
Is it good?
Yeah. Has like, I don't even know how many different kinds of cheeses, plus an Alfredo sauce, a white sauce instead of the marinara.
I'm going to need to try that.
Yeah, you're going to need to try that
Sounds
for
good.
sure. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm breaking in. Okay, what do you girls love most about wrestling?
I love the amount of work it takes, and you get out what you put in.
Mm-hmm.
So the amount of effort you put in is the reward you're going to get out of it.
I like the discipline it gives me, because I know other people don't do this sport because of how hard it is, and like it just gives me discipline and it gives me confidence knowing that I'm one of the people at school who do it.
Yeah, because this is one of those sports where, and I'm not knocking any other sport when I say this, but let's say you're, you know, 1 of 5 on a basketball team. You've, you know, not having a great day and you lag a little bit. You can somewhat hide that. When you're on the mat with someone else and the lights are on you, there's no hiding what effort and what training you've done up to that point.
Oh, yeah. Most of it is mentality.
So what would you say your mentality is when you're in that spot?
Do everything you can. Like, you'll never put more than enough effort than possible.
That's nice.
You can always put more effort in.
I absolutely just love this mindset. You know, I feel like a lot of people nowadays don't have the grit, perseverance, hard work ethic like I'm seeing in you girls. So that's really awesome.
Yeah. It's definitely a different mindset than most sports have.
What are you? And I'm wasting all the good questions. I'm sorry. We've got 2 more sets coming up. No, I've got a great question. When you're in that match, it's a wrestling match, right? Okay. So when you're in that match and you're evenly paired against someone and you've got a minute, you've gave everything, you don't know what more you have in you. Where do you find the strength to have more in you?
I mean, you just do. You got to think about it. There's always something more to give. You can never give enough.
I just like am thinking, even if I'm losing, what if I can win this match? If I'm down by a couple points, I need to keep going so they don't score me or anything. So
Yeah. You go to your happy place. That's what I always used to call it when I was in the military and we were dying. Like you think you're dying, but then you're just, it's almost like you're floating outside your body and your body's just keep going. And you're like, I don't know how you're doing it, but keep it up. So,
Yeah, like Coach says, you're going to pass out before you die.
yeah.
I love it.
yeah.
Now, I don't know if he has anything in his European carry-all to bring you back to life, but I'm guessing there's something in there.
Maybe some smelling salts.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to us about your coaches this year.
Okay, so we have Coach Carter and we have Coach Henson and Coach Tao. And we have a new coach. We have Fogel. He's a math teacher at the high school. And all of my coaches are great. I love all my coaches. They're very uplifting and they're always there for you no matter what. Even if you lose, they'll always tell you how to get better. And they're just amazing coaches all around.
That's great.
Same for you.
Yeah.
You want me to ask you your own question? Because you're getting like, I think you're getting, okay, let's start here.
Yeah, we'll start with Allie.
What are, don't answer because this is her. She's going first. Some coach mannerisms, sayings, some things that you like.
Advice.
Maybe they're getting really mad at you and but it's over something so funny and you're trying not to. Have you ever been in those moments? You're trying not to laugh because you're going to get crushed if you do.
Yeah.
Tell us a few stories like that.
Well, Coach Carter seems to repeat his stories a lot. Like, a lot. And, I mean, it wastes time during practice, so I can't even be mad. But
Maybe don't say that.
but, like, he says you'll pass it before you die every single time we condition, which, when you're conditioning, you think you're going to die.
Yeah,
So.
I think I would need that reminder. So, yeah.
What about you? Anything?
When there's music playing, Coach Carter likes to
So you got some dance moves going on?
he likes to shimmy.
Hold on. That's all he does is just the shimmy like this?
Yes, that's exactly what he does.
That's his signature move, maybe.
Oh, it's so funny.
We'll have him on the show again and we will have to see this shimmy.
Yeah.
So
Yes, it's
Let me
amazing.
know
It's
about it.
hilarious.
What does a typical practice look like, or maybe you have a couple of different styles of practices?
Usually it's the same thing. We warm up, we start drilling, we drill hard.
For like 45 minutes.
You know what? Who else usually drills? B&B Well and Pump.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you need something for a well or a pump, give B&B Well and Pump a call, and the Root family will be there to help you out.
You were on the money with that one.
101. Sorry to
was
cut
good.
you out,
That
but I was
was
like,
good.
oh, I got one.
Oh, no, that was good. And then we usually drill for like 45 minutes. Sometimes we get a water break, depending on how Coach Carter feels that day. And then we condition for 15 minutes, I would say. 15 minutes. And then practice is over.
So we drill for like 45 minutes, and then sometimes we'll either go live or do like 3-man groups, which is basically conditioning. And then if we had like a bad match the day before, he'll make us condition really hard, or if we're just in bad shape, he'll make us condition really hard at the end.
So, and please correct me if I'm wrong. In the matches, you guys wrestle. You'll wrestle another female athlete. Do you guys at practice, like, say, there's, Lucas Paris is running his mouth? Do you ever go up to him and say, "Let's go"? Maybe not Lucas, but
not Lucas. But sometimes when you're in the same room as high school boys for 2 hours every single day after school, you do tell them to shut their mouths every once in a while.
Yeah, that's marriage too. You know that, right? No, I think that's neat. I mean, so you guys don't ever go up against the boys in practice or work drills?
We used to last year a lot,
But now that we have more
I was
games,
going to say,
Yeah.
I feel like your team has grown a lot this year.
How many
right?
did you have last year?
it was just me and her.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And then now we got four
Yes.
new ones.
Oh, yeah.
So
Great. How do you feel like you've kind of, maybe managed to get more people on your team or get the word out maybe?
Usually talk about it. I mean, I make like posts on like Instagram of like pictures of me like pinning people or something, and I just talked to people about it, and they seemed to like it because we got more girls. But
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I feel you got, what was it, like 3 new freshmen, I think, this year or something like that?
two,
Two? Okay,
yeah.
One
two
of the other
freshmen.
freshmen quit.
Okay. 2 freshmen. Okay, that's
Yeah.
great.
Do you ever watch that TikTok? Rest its soul. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's back.
Oh,
No, it's back.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Don't even worry.
I thought I
I-
was going to
Don't
get the
even
house really clean today, but
it
was back.
you can tell how much I TikTok because I don't even know.
I really don't TikTok that much.
But there's this little girl, and she's so funny because she's so intense and she's small, and she goes up and you do your handshake, and she pulls the kid across. Have you ever seen her?
I think I saw that. Yeah.
I mean, she is good,
Oh,
like
yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
So when you guys are, because I notice it's become more popular. Well, I mean, Nixa,
Oh yeah.
they're
Oh my
number
gosh. She's
one.
from Nixon.
Who?
Julia.
Oh, we got her over here.
They're in the
Good
top
job.
10 in the nation.
Nixon's insane.
And they beat the number one team in the nation the other night in women's.
Oh, Bixby.
Yeah,
Oklahoma.
Bixby,
Yeah,
Oklahoma.
I saw that.
So, so that's awesome. That's amazing.
Mhm.
It's growing. Where do you guys want to see it go as female athletes? Where,
LR.
for LR, just, I mean, across the sport itself.
I definitely want to see it grow more. I feel like it's already growing a lot, but I think it could be so much better. And I feel like me and Allie have set a good foundation for it to start.
There's like a thing. I think they've like accepted it to be an NCAA sport in college, like D1, D2, and D3.
Awesome.
And then I saw a thing on Facebook where it says wrestling's the number one girls growing sport in the United States.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead.
I was just going to say, talk to us a little bit about your team chemistry this year, and because you two are the veterans, kind of your leadership for the newbies coming in, or your leadership style.
So I try to be like a mentor to them and try to correct them when they do something wrong, cause I don't know where I was going with this. I just try to help them out the best that I can, because I know that in a wrestling room everybody's just trying to get better, and you can always get better at something. So I always try to like jump in and help along with Coach and Allie.
That's great. When you guys are, excuse me, I got a frog in my. You guys are where? Sorry. Go ahead, Alicia. I'll ask this question in a second.
Well, let Allie go ahead and answer that question too.
It's like Kaylee. I try to help them because last year when me and Kayla were the only girls, the only people that would help us is the coaches, and they're not always there. And like if they have questions about like when the season first started, if they had questions about how duels were or tournaments, I would like try to help them guide through it because last year I was lost.
Yeah. That's great, girls.
So you were saying with the growing of, NCAA sports wrestling for girls, have you guys thought about, since that's come about, have you thought about pursuing at the next level and then go from there?
Yeah, I've definitely thought about it, and I mean, I've worked hard since last year, and it's paying off, I would say. There's definitely a comparison to this year and last year for me, but I've definitely thought about wrestling in college.
What about you, Allie?
I don't want to wrestle in college. My dad did D2 at some small school, and he dropped out the first semester of wrestling because he didn't like it. And I just want to focus on college when I go to college.
Yeah, and that's hard. I've seen so many people do that,
Yeah.
go and spend their, and I mean, high school student athletes, amazing as it is, and then you get into college and it's hard. But do you guys ever see yourselves coming back someday when, you're adulting and maybe taking a wrestling team and coaching them and doing things like that?
Just giving back to the sport.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I can definitely see myself doing that.
Me too.
Yeah.
When do you girls usually start getting prepared for the season? Do you have things over the summer? Is it kind of a year-round thing that you have to kind of stay in shape for?
As soon as season ends, it starts again.
Starts again. Okay.
There's like I did like some things over the summer. I really didn't do wrestling much after season until it started. But like, there's like off season in like April and May. But
Do you do like weights?
Yeah, it's just
okay,
weights.
Okay. Uh-huh. Do you have like club wrestling or anything like that?
You
that
can join a club. But
Okay. Do you do that,
not-
Kaylee?
My dad has a friend from his work who owns a martial arts gym, and I go out there and have wrestling practice sometimes.
Okay.
Nice. You ever see it moving on to more like UFC or?
Oh, I think that'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome.
You don't, was one of her parents there? Oh, that's her mom.
Yeah.
So I was making sure she's not giving me the dirty looks yet. But yeah, I mean, that would be awesome.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
I mean, if you've got that, you've definitely got that athletic ability, especially if you're, transitioning to martial arts in the summer. So
Absolutely.
What are some other things that you girls are involved in, either in school or outside of school?
I'm involved in tennis and I do like key club, but like I don't really do anything else.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not really involved in anything else other than wrestling.
just messing people up. That's
Basically.
how when you go out, is there a little bit of you that's like, because you get in some areas like maybe you're downtown Springfield and it's like, oh, I need to move out of this area. Is there a little bit of you that's like, I know I could take that dude?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And especially like comparing last season to this season, I think I definitely know more of myself, like my capabilities as a wrestler now, because last year I was just trying to figure stuff out. And yeah, I definitely think that sometimes.
What do you feel like is your goal or what is your own personal goal, and do you have a team goal maybe this year?
My personal goal is I'm trying to go to state this year, and the team goal, I'm not really sure about the team goal. They're trying to get as many people to state as possible.
Yeah.
My goal is just to get better, just working on getting better and winning more matches.
You know what we did last year? Did you go to state last year?
I did not go to state last year.
Did you go to state last year? Okay.
I couldn't even wrestle at districts last year.
Oh, okay. Well, if you go to state, we'll have a special
Started a tradition last
surprise. Yeah, we started a tradition last year for everybody going to state. So you'll have to see, or you can ask other people. We think it's cool. I mean, but
Was it the fanny packs?
yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. That was hilarious.
No fanny packs.
I will gladly take
Oh,
The
fanny pack.
European carry-all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
European carry-all.
Yes.
Well, I give Alicia a hard time because she's had that cross shoulder
Oh, yeah.
thing.
Body bag.
And I'm like, that's just like, I mean, since she's got it. And then we went on vacation here recently, and I'm like, I wish I kind of had one,
Yeah.
'Cause then you wouldn't have to
Yeah.
like pack everything in your wallet. So,
Oh, yeah.
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 Oh, yeah.
He's been
Yeah.
wearing that
Yeah.
forever.
When my dad was in high school, Coach Carter was coaching the Nixa team, and my dad told me that he would wear his fanny pack every time.
I love it.
He's a trendsetter.
Oh, yeah.
Do you officially know what all is in there?
I have no idea what's in that fanny pack.
I've never dared to creep in there.
I've never touched the fanny pack.
He wouldn't show us on the show.
No,
Well, he
top
didn't wear it.
secret.
He didn't wear it.
I don't think he leaves it in the open just
Yeah.
because of that reason.
Yeah, we want to do a contest after the season's over. We want to know what's in there,
Maybe make your
yeah.
predictions.
Yeah.
Yeah. And see if
Who's
he'll
the
have
closest.
but he has to be caught off guard. You can't let him pack it with stuff that,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
so we'd have to have an off day inspection. So
Uh-huh.
anything else you guys want to leave us with, or?
I definitely think this new group of girls will be making some history in LR. I've made some history in LR girls wrestling, and I think these new girls will too.
That's awesome. So, and that's all I'll tell you, because you guys have been doing it for 2 years, like that's what we have the shirts called Blood, Sweat, and Legacy. And I know you've bled on those mats. I know you definitely sweated on those mats.
Absolutely.
But you guys are leaving a legacy. I mean, these are uncharted territory for our school. When you had 2, now we got 6 altogether, and you guys continue to be those mentors and those role models and stuff. Because I know quite a few young ladies that definitely look up to you guys and think you guys are better than slice of bread.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Thank you for representing and growing this program and doing amazing things. So,
Yep.
Anything else?
All right, we'll go ahead.
Well,
and
we
switch
appreciate it.
out.
Yeah,
Yes, thank
we
you,
got-
girls, for coming.
Of
and
course.
Thanks for all your hard work. All right, our next two, come on up. Let's switch out.
Alicia, what you got on the stove?
Actually, I have baked potatoes.
Oh, I was just joking, but
Zucchini and carrots.
oh,
And then we're gonna do like a smothered meatloaf kind of thing. Yeah.
Mama.
Mhm.
I've been at home. I've been at work studying all day, so I didn't.
You guys got a big test tomorrow, so
You would think after a certain age, you don't have to take any more tests. So test.
yes, you can just put that.
They should.
All right,
It's in the West Wing.
it's in the West Wing.
Yeah, right there.
So we've got
the other door.
2 more young Wildcats. Oh, is
Yeah.
it too loud for you?
I
Do you mean
just
turn
didn't
it down
expect
just a little bit?
Well, that
Okay.
doesn't turn it down. That just turns the volume down.
Okay.
If
Go
it's
up
too
top.
much, we can
No,
turn
it's
it down.
okay.
You
It just
okay?
really caught me off guard. I
Okay.
didn't expect to hear your
Okay.
voice.
Yeah, it kind of cancels everybody else.
You just
out.
thought we were listening to radio or something
I
like
didn't
that?
know what it was. I've never done this.
All
No.
right, girls, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us what grade you're
Um,
in.
I'm Gabriella Reynolds, and I'm a junior.
I'm Lydia Gad, and I'm a senior.
Do you go by Gabby or?
Gabby, yeah.
Okay, that's
Only
why.
my mom calls me Gabriella, and that's
When
I'm
you're in trouble.
Yeah.
That's what we
You
do
get
with
both
Bella.
names, yeah.
Is if I want to embarrass her, I'll be like Isabella Pope. So.
Yeah.
So, season's up on us. What are you got? This is your first time on the mats. What all have you learned? I mean, just in this short period of time, what all have you learned about yourself and about the sport that you like?
I like making friends and stuff. I get to meet really cool people, at tournaments and stuff, and I think it's really cool. It's a great community, and honestly, I wish I started sooner. I love how it's both mentally and physically, like active. So
Very
Does
challenging.
it? Yeah. Does it give you? I'll let you answer that question
Definitely
too.
have
But
to use both,
Well,
I
don't worry,
think.
I'll
Yeah.
figure it.
do you have? I mean, does it? Have you broke through walls like where you noticed maybe you would have said, "Man, that's too hard for me," and now you're like, "I'm gonna, I know I'm gonna do it."
yes,
With-
definitely. Yeah. For
I
me.
mean, with moves in the sport itself, no, but I would say wearing that singlet, if you're insecure about yourself as a girl, which I mean, I can't name a girl that isn't insecure about herself, it helped me a lot. It helped me a lot. Because, I mean, there's no hiding in that thing, and you're just out there in front of this whole crowd and doing the best that you can.
That's great. What kind of inspired? So this is your first time for both of you in the sport,
Mhm.
right? So what inspired you to give this a try?
So my family's always been big in wrestling, and I grew up on it and watching the sport since I was like a baby. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do wrestling. I always wanted to. I always loved the sport, watching it. So I'm just like, let's give it a try. Also, I'm an EMT. I'm studying EMT at OTC. So
Okay.
as for my job, I was like,
Oh,
this
you'll
is
need
gonna be
those
good.
wrestling moves.
Yeah.
This is gonna be good. For
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. No doubt.
It was either this or basketball, and I suck at basketball. So I
Honestly, I think you picked the tougher of the two sports.
I like it a lot more than basketball. though.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
Have you always lived here?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Where-
I've
You're
most-
from Nick said.
Oklahoma, right?
Oh, Oklahoma.
yeah.
Okay.
I was born in Poto, Oklahoma. I've lived pretty much anywhere in the 4 states. I'll have someone I know.
Would you consider Oklahoma kind of the motherland? Like just the prettiest place?
Yes, of course.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
Duh.
I love it. The red dirt.
Newfound friend.
And I've been a lot of places. Like I've been really pretty places like Colorado and all that. But
You're
Oklahoma's
being.
just the best.
It is like
The
so-
trees and mountains.
Anytime we go to Oklahoma, as soon as we cross the state line, John's like, "We're back in the motherland."
back where I belong.
I tell you, and you get to Tulsa and Oklahoma City, and you're not there.
Gross.
You're not in Oklahoma.
Ick.
But once you get I would say probably 30 minutes south of Oklahoma City, where the dirt turns from brown to red.
Yeah, the mud.
You in Oklahoma.
Stop.
They say, well, why are your lakes so dirty? I'm like, they're red clay lakes.
Dust everywhere.
Yeah. I love it. I'm with you, man. The girls go back and they're like,
and it's also we have. I mean, we didn't go this year to Claremore, but the boys went and wrestled in Claremore at a
that's
tournament.
always really tough, right?
And so not only is Oklahoma like the motherland for us, right, but it's the motherland for wrestling. They're so good there.
Yeah.
I wish my brothers would wrestle there, but they're stick figures. So
you got younger or older brothers?
I'm oldest. I have younger brothers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you can teach them and inspire them.
I never know.
So has your, you talked about your family connection, and it's funny because I'm like, yeah, you've probably been out there since, I mean, you can remember, but like, is there a lot of support from everyone? I mean, is everyone in your family kind of been able to help coach you a little bit then?
Yes, my brothers, they would wrestle and be like, "Hey, look at this move," and be wrestling at me at home, in the kitchen or something, or the living room, stuff. But yeah, my dad will come up. He'll be like, "Let's go to the wrestling room and learn on stuff and stuff like that." And my
So
brother
you have a
John-
wrestling room at home?
No.
Oh, okay.
We'll go to the wrestling room.
Gotcha.
And Rochester.
At Rochester. Okay,
Wrestling
yeah.
Room.
That's awesome.
I was like, wow, that's cool.
Because your dad coached for wrestling, didn't he?
Talk to us about, you were telling me before the show too, what was pretty unique about, you had a match yesterday, right?
Oh yeah. So my last girl I wrestled with, she was in Nixa, and she was a state qualifier.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then did you say your brother was also there at yesterday's match too?
Yeah, he wrestles too. My little brother, he's a freshman.
Oh, okay.
So that's really cool too.
Yes.
And then your oldest is a coach at
Buffalo
Yeah. Wrestling. So, right?
Wow.
Yeah, so my brother was there, and so in my weight class is a girl from Buffalo. Her name is Olivia. I didn't think about her name, but I was gonna have to wrestle her, and I had to wrestle her at Buffalo tournament this in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
And it was really, really weird because he was on the other side of the mat, and he had to coach the other girl
To
but-
beat you.
That's bad.
I know.
Yes.
Right? Come on.
You don't think your brother could have like stepped on her toe or something a little bit, or?
Yeah, I was like, "You're
Did
my
you
brother."
talk to him about that afterwards?
Yeah, it's well, it's difficult because I want you to win, but also I'm her coach and I need her to win. So
That's a tough spot right
Little
there.
awkward dinner after, huh?
Okay, I'm going to transition it back to Oklahoma because I like this kid.
Oh my gosh.
So in our town, and you said you come from a small town.
Yeah,
Did you guys have football?
football? Yeah, football's everywhere.
Okay, yeah, I assume you did. But so our town was no bigger than Fordland, probably a smidge bigger than Fordland. But at 6:00 on a Friday, everything shut down, and you went and played football. And there was not if you weren't at the game, it's because you got coronavirus or something. I don't even know what we had back then. But
Pucks.
I don't remember. When I moved here, basketball, I don't even remember. I know we had basketball, but it was so far down on the totem pole between football and wrestling, and so Oklahoma's kind of like that. To me, I look at them, football and wrestling both. Is that where you maybe picked up a little bit of it? Was your roots there? Or?
The love of the sport.
Are you meaning getting into wrestling?
Yeah.
Honestly, no. I didn't grow up with enough money to play sports. So I did archery for a little while in 4th grade, and then they jacked the price, so I was done with archery. And I just moved around, and when you get into school year in the middle of the year, you can't really join anything. I'm grateful that Julie over here was able to do that, but then again, she won't be able to wrestle for a while just because she has to get those practices in. But with wrestling, no, I did a little bit of boxing in 6th grade. A little bit. Horrible at it, by the way. But my coach was this ginormous guy. Not muscular like Carter, but he was a big guy. And he's doing a demonstration on me, and I'm in a chokehold, and I'm sitting there. I'm not getting out of it. I'm not going to tap, no. And he's talking about it, and when he lets go of me, my face is super purple. And My mom has this picture on her phone. But I don't know. I just always compare it to that, and I just thought maybe I could do this. I remember that moment, and I was like, I think I could thug it out.
Yeah, because you didn't pass out.
No.
I mean,
Or
like
a tap out. Yeah.
most people would have been like, once that breath started becoming labored, they'd have tapped out. But you're tough, man.
Thank you.
You know what's cool is like all these girls are so giggly and stuff, but you can tell when they're answering the questions. You guys are beast on you have to be.
Yeah,
I mean,
Kaylee forgot to mention she's actually quote unquote from Coach Carter, the most winningest girl in Logan Rogersville right now.
wow.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's very cool.
In history.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
The whole school.
And does he keep those stats though? I mean,
Yeah.
We haven't hung up.
awesome. Because I tried to get a basketball stat from way back and they didn't keep stats. So I'm glad other sports are keeping those. So,
Girls, what are your personal goals for this season?
I just want to see improvement with every match that I go to. Like the next one, I want to do better than the last one.
That's great.
I just want to get stronger, if that's even like mentally or physically stronger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both aspects.
we talk about a lot just because we think it's funny and we don't encourage you guys to do it. But if you do it, it's cool. The trash talk.
Oh my
So because in every sport I see it, but when they come up, oh no, I don't say nothing. And, but anyways, is there ever a moment where maybe someone's doing stuff illegally where maybe the ref's not seeing, or are you guys talking on the mat at all? Like I'm going to.
I am always mumbling.
Okay.
Always mumbling. But
Yeah.
Coach Fogel always says, like the beginning of the year when we had open mats, that's what they're called. I almost forgot. He says, whisper sweet nothings.
So is that what you do now?
No. I'm always mumbling. Yeah, but they don't hear me.
What about you? Are you? You just leave it all on the mat, or you?
I don't think I'd have breath to even get words out.
I mean, I get mad and then I go out there, wrestle, just put it up all on the mat.
She's a mean face.
Ooh.
Can you show us?
Oh my! It's an in the moment.
Yeah, it's
thing.
the moment.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, because I totally thought you'd go the other way and like I don't have to say anything to them because I know I'm going to crush them. But I do like I think it adds to the sport. When you're being good sportsman. I know that doesn't normally go hand to hand, but I always had games where, we might talk a little bit, me and someone else, and at the end we hug and we're like, yeah, you got me or I got him or whatever.
See, I make fun of huggers. If you
Oh,
hug
gosh.
a girl after the match, I'm kind of looking at you weird. I mean, I'll shake your hand, of course, and I'll be like, hey, that was good, but I'm not going to hug you.
Yeah, well, maybe not in wrestling. That doesn't seem like the appropriate sport.
What has been the most challenging part of the season or practice or just getting into the sport? What do you feel has been your most challenging part? And then also, so far, what has been your most rewarding part of the season?
You got to let me think on this
Yeah,
one. You
think
go
on it
first.
for a sec.
Honestly, practices are hard, but you just got to tough it through it. It's rewarding afterwards. It's pain going to practices and going all the way forth and doing all the conditioning and just toughing it out and doing as best as you can. But it's rewarding afterwards, and it's amazing.
That's great.
Yeah, she's right. You always, last hour of school, 7th hour, you're thinking, oh, I got to go to practice after this, after all those classes. But then after practice, you feel better than you did all day. You feel
Kind of like that.
energized.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah,
though you did
everything.
so much running, you feel so good about yourself.
It's like
in every way.
that runner's high. Have you guys
Yeah.
ever? I'm
Yes.
sure you've had it but you run long distance and sit back and you're like, oh, now I feel
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
I'm
You achieved something.
yeah. Well, you guys are all achieving amazing things. I mean, it's been fun to see your personalities. Get fun to make a fellow friend from Oklahoma. So anything you want to leave us with, or you want to say before we switch out?
It's all a mind game. Most of it is mind.
Love it.
Wrestle. Just wrestle, because everyone will try and convince you growing up to not do it because it's so hard, all the conditioning. It's not that bad. We've both done several other sports, and it's the same, and it's more fun to do.
Okay, let me ask you this. And then, so has anyone said you're a girl, you should not be wrestling? Like in your family, it's not at school.
Yeah. So my grandma and grandpa were not too fond about the idea of me wrestling. And we're like, "You're wrestling? Why? You're a girl." And I was like, "Yeah, but there's girls wrestling." It like Ali said, it's increasing, most popular sport, most increased sport right now for girls. So I mean, like,
I understand that though.
yeah,
because you guys are a baby, not but our daughters are babies, and I don't care if they're 40 and I'm 100 years old, whatever. They're always going to be like the ones I protect. But with that being said, like I just find the whole like reason for you guys doing it, like you guys are pioneers in this area, and I think that that's just amazing. Because if my daughters ever wrote a book about me, it would be, "I'm not your friend, I'm your dad," or it would be, "I'm not raising weak women." Because I've told them that. I'm like, I don't raise weak women. Women can be as strong as men. Lish, we're very traditional in our roles, but that doesn't mean she, cooks while, well, yeah, you do cook while but I'm saying, I mean, there's nothing that, like, we're partners. We're not like, "Oh, I'm a man, I do this." And I love that aspect with young ladies, and I think this is the perfect sport to show them, I can conquer anything mentally and physically. I can do anything in this world. So I'm proud of you, all you guys, man. You guys just amaze me. So,
Thank you, girls.
All right. Well, Oklahoma. Are you a OU or OSU fan?
OU.
Okay.
OU.
So we say Boomer, you say
Sooners.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get our last two girls up here. Thank you, ladies.
Are you guys excited? Are you about to fall asleep?
Your next match is Tuesday, correct? Tuesday
Yes,
at home,
ma'am.
and it'll
Tuesday
be
at home.
senior night
Be
as
there.
well, right? Okay. Come on up. Sit wherever.
Did you say your knee's hurting?
yeah.
She hurt
There's
her
a
knee.
pharmacy right back here.
Oh.
Rogersville Pharmacy.
Yeah, so if you
They've
need
got
some Tylenol.
Tylenol. You know what's
Jim
nice about that
Coker's
is you
your
don't
guy.
even have to go in. You can go through the drive-thru.
Yeah.
And I love it. So,
Do you know, I saw this week he had a special guest at the pharmacy.
who?
Sky, the Rogersville Husky dog. He had a whole picture set with
Sky?
the dog.
Huh?
He kind of roams Rogersville.
I
Jim took him in for a day, so
haven't been
he was hanging out in the pharmacy.
this TikTok man has scared me. This really scared me. All right, we got our last two guests tonight. Once you guys introduce yourselves, tell us who you are and what grade you're in.
I'm Julia Logan, and I'm a freshman. I'm Sarah Navarez. I'm a freshman too.
Wow, awesome. We have a daughter that's a freshman, Bella Pope. Do you guys know her?
Yeah.
She's kind of mean, but anyways, amazing. You guys are starting your careers off. You guys got 4 years of eligibility here at LR. And these guys, you have a great group of upperclassmen to mentor you. What got you to say, "I'm going to wrestle. I love this"?
Well, I started in 7th grade, but I didn't do club or anything. And I don't know, I quit every other sport I did, and wrestling's the
Was
only
it
one
a
that
sport at the school you were at?
Yeah, I went to
Okay.
Nixa.
Okay.
So, but I just quit every other sport I was in, and then I stayed in wrestling, so I decided I liked it.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is my first year, but I don't know. Probably the support that kept me in.
So when you guys are out there and you're taking on, your challenger, I notice a lot of times the team is almost wanting to get right on top of the mat to, yell for you. So let's say you're at that point of exhaustion. I can't talk tonight. And your team's out there. What are they yelling to you? Are they yelling moves? Are they just encouraging you? Or, what kind of stuff's being said?
It just kind of depends on like where you are and like what. So if you're on bottom or something, they'll scream at you to get up or something.
Does it kind of help you, give you an extra boost when you hear that from your fellow teammate?
Well, for me, not really, because I don't really listen to anything except for my coaches. Because I don't know, I just like blank when I'm out. But yeah, I also haven't like wrestled here with them yet, so I don't know how it is there. But
Yeah. You said you have a few more practices you have to get in before you.
yeah, I transferred here Monday.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So.
Well, welcome.
Wow, yeah. We're super excited to have you.
Yeah. Are you liking the school district and everything so far?
Yeah, I like it a lot more than
all 2 days you went to school last week, right?
No, we did a full 5 days.
Did you
last week?
Okay. I couldn't remember. So, yeah, that's awesome. Well, congrats and welcome. And look, she's here a week and she's on Chain Gang. That's the shortest time I've ever.
How many practices do you have to get in before you can get going?
You have to have 14.
14, okay.
He counted a practice since Monday, so I have 6 because I went to the tournament on Saturday.
Perfect. So maybe one more week-ish.
Yeah.
Okay.
14 seems to be a universal across
I think so too.
all sports. But anyways, well, welcome. We're glad you're here. What about you? What made you choose? Had you wrestled before, or is this just you looked at it and said, man, this is something I could be good at?
No, I've never wrestled before, but my friend, her sister was Kaylee, and she kind of like helped me get in wrestling, and so did her mom.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That's really great.
That's awesome.
Okay, talk to us a little bit about before a match. Do you kind of have some pre-match rituals? Do you have maybe some music or some snacks that you listen to?
Snacks.
Or snacks that you eat, or just maybe kind of like some words of wisdom that you go back to and revisit? What does that look like for you?
I mostly just listen to music because I don't like eating before because I just get like nervous no matter what. But I normally just listen to music and then hope for the best. Yeah. Or I'll like search up my girl and see how good she is, but that sometimes makes me more nervous.
Right. That would
because you can read a lot into that. I mean, then you've got to go look and see who she's actually wrestled, and then you got to start playing. Okay, that person's wrestled this person. So yeah, that would always mess with my head. What about you? What's your pre-game?
I always like try to like drink water before my match, and then I just listen to music.
You guys tried it. That was a question I was going to ask earlier. With water, are you guys like when it's match time? Are you guys drinking sips of water and trying not to get as much as you can, or are you just drinking water regular?
I just drink sips of water because if I drink too much, I like get nervous before my matches, so I don't want to like throw up or something.
Yeah. Well, and I wondered because you see boxers, they. Who's the boxer? The boxer.
She said so.
You're the boxer? Who? You box too? Okay, you're a boxer. Oh, wow. Okay. So when you're boxing, like if you're in a match, they seem like they just like squirt water in your mouth and you spit it out. You don't actually drink it, right?
Yeah, it's just like clear, like your mouth gets really dry from like the breathing, because like you're always like trying to get like
more air.
Yeah. So has boxing been something that's been a natural transition, like the physicality to wrestling?
No, it's way more different than wrestling. Even though like the aggression is like the same, I feel like wrestling is way more like, I don't know.
Endurance? Are they about the same endurance wise, or is
endurance? Yeah. Even though it's just like going and like fighting someone.
I would not want to mess with you. You seem quiet, but I think you could probably.
You know what? I have seen some pictures of her from Greenbox Photography, Joe Thomas, and let me tell you, she is fierce. I've seen a couple that he got at the what was it called? The match in school, the duel in school. Yes. And you were fierce. Yeah.
You know how much the kids love that? Was that Friday they
Yeah,
got?
that was so cool. That was the first time that they had that event, right? I
Bella
hope-
usually comes home we say, "Hey, how's your day?" And we don't see her. But she came home that day and she was just like, that's all she could talk about. She thought
she
it
was
was,
like, that was so cool.
yeah.
She was
She
like,
thought
it
you
was
guys were,
amazing. Yeah.
well, she plays basketball, but I really think she would do well at wrestling.
Yeah, I do too. She's on the floor usually wrestling half the game.
Yeah.
But what was I going to say? Oh, I hope that that's a tradition that they continue
I do too.
with. Yeah, it was just,
Yeah.
yeah, it was so cool.
Yeah. And I know, like I said, I mean, the kids, and I don't even think it was the get out of school thing that they love just watching,
Well, I loved that it brought more
awareness.
awareness to your sport of what you do. More of your peers got to come out and show encouragement and support for you guys as well. So I thought it was just really cool.
So tell us about where you're at in the season and where we know where you're at, but I mean, like, what are your goals for this season?
Well, since I haven't wrestled yet, I just hope like out of the times I can wrestle, I win at least some, just so I don't look horrible, and just to do my best and not give up easy.
Yeah.
Since it's my first year, I don't have like really any big plans. I'm still figuring out the sport. I just want to get better and like hopefully if I continue wrestling, just get better each year.
Yeah, that's awesome. How big a role have the upperclassmen played for you guys? You know, especially you. Tell me, I'm really curious about this with our school district, but specifically your team. Did you come here? I mean, are we a welcoming community?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
I didn't know anybody when I came here, like not a soul, but I made some friends, especially on the wrestling team. That's where like all my friends are. So.
Yeah, absolutely. When you've been here forever. So what are your goals? But what are your goals? Like, did she say her goals?
Yeah.
Just get better. Okay. Mm-hmm. When you guys are looking at the team, do you guys have to, do you guys have anybody in the same weight class? Like
you kind of
the
talked
boys?
about, I think you're kind of all trying to be spread out in a different weight class, right? Okay.
Because you can only have one representative. Is that why the boys wrestle off? Okay. What has been your favorite part of this season so far? Maybe it's a coach moment. Maybe it's something happened great since Monday, and but maybe it's a coach moment. Maybe it's you went further than you thought you could. Maybe it's a funny story about your teammates. But anything stand out to you yet so far since Monday and since the season?
Oh, my first duel I watched. I don't know his name. What's his name? Z. He pooped his pants in a match and then ran off.
Okay.
And coach said you always gotta keep an extra pair of undies on.
And then like the practice after, it was so funny because he like talked about it in front of everybody.
I'm sympathetic to that because I mean, as much, like you're just sitting down there and you're straining and pushing, and I don't know. I'm gonna get off the subject because let's move to you. Anything from this season?
We went to this like place. We had to like stay a night over there, and that was like pretty fun.
Is that in Oklahoma?
No, I don't even remember
where it was. Yeah,
Union.
Okay.
Yeah,
usually those overnight trips are a lot of fun, and you do a lot of team bonding and figure out each other. So, who do you feel like has been your biggest role model, just in life or in the sport? It could be at school. It could be someone you don't even know.
In the sport, like probably like my best friend because like he's always like pushed me, and like Allie and Kaylee. and then life's just like my like siblings.
I don't really know. I mean, I know I look to my family a lot, like in life and stuff, but also like God for that stuff. And I don't know about my sport because I don't like watch wrestling that much or anything like that.
Okay.
I'll tell you, Bella thinks I'm funny, but we tell her that all the time. Like, you know, when she's playing sports and maybe she's not had a, and we're like, you're not alone. Well, yeah, I'm alone. I'm like, God's with you everywhere. And we tried to get that across to her, you know, that I think sometimes we take this more serious than it needs to be taken. Of course, we want the best for you guys, but at the same time, like we say a million times, sports is a metaphor for life, you know, and I can't think of a better sport than wrestling that, you know, you're going to go through your life and just having done this, say physically, I know what I can do and I can go further than that. And mentally, you know, when other people are falling apart, mentally, you guys are already strong. You know, you're going to continue to be. So I think that's awesome. Any other questions you got, or?
I think so. What kind of music is your favorite or gets you hyped up the most? Or do you have a favorite artist or just a genre of music?
Kind of like Justin. Oh.
Not you.
Oh.
I listened to a lot of Rod Wave before, and like Sonder and I listen to calm stuff. I don't listen to like crazy rap before. I mean, sometimes I don't know. It just kind of depends on my mood or whatever plays on my playlist.
Some calming music. All right.
Not really. I listen to everything, to be honest.
Okay.
Does anybody have Justin Bieber in their playlist? Oh.
No.
Okay. Well,
Not really motivating, huh?
look at you guys all fancy. I have him in my playlist. Like when I'm ready to battle, I'm hitting that Justin Bieber playlist and he gets me all pumped up. So
if you could wrestle any famous athlete, who would it be and why?
I don't know.
well, you're not talking just wrestlers. You're talking about
JoJo Siwa.
who?
She had the big bows.
Who is it?
JoJo Siwa.
Who's that?
She used to be on the Disney Channel. She had like the big hair bows she would wear.
You'd fight her?
You could buy a bunch of her hair bows.
That's a great question. Who would your celebrity, like you go out? It doesn't have to be, was it celebrity or?
Yeah, it could be anybody.
Yeah, anybody.
Famous athlete. I mean, it could be LeBron James. It could be.
Alan.
Oh. Okay, just give it a try. The Olympian. What was her name again? Allie? Adeline. Okay. Adeline Green. Okay.
What about you guys? Anybody?
Kaylee? Like a celebrity? Any famous athlete, yeah.
Did you guys say one?
They were thinking.
I'm gonna have to go. Like if it's me, I'm definitely having to go Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh, okay.
I think
you might beat her. I don't know.
I think the odds are good that I beat her, but it's not a for sure win.
Okay.
Like,
right.
but I do want to grapple with her a little bit.
Okay.
Can I say a guy?
Sure. Yeah, I said a girl.
I would say Kelly Oubre, or however you say his last name.
Kelly Oubre.
Junior. He's a basketball player. He's just good to look at.
Oh. So okay. So you just strictly want to wrestle him because he's good looking?
Well, and then I get to meet him, and I'd be like, wow, yeah.
Would you say, what an awkward way to meet? I just put you in a headlock.
Yeah. That would work.
Who would yours be?
I forgot her name.
You did not, because she's laughing. Tell her.
I don't know her name. Her name's like Nunu or something.
Is she like a college or pro athlete?
Nah,
No.
she's,
From high school?
she's like a grown woman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we have had fun.
Yes, this has been such a fun show.
Not as fun as it would be to go down to MBDP Motors and buy me a brand new pickup right now.
Yeah.
But guys, we didn't do a great job of hitting these.
Well, and if you did just go down and buy that pickup, make sure you stop by Shelter Insurance with Eric Farron.
There you go.
He's your shield. He's your
Shelter.
Yes.
And then also too, we don't pay for gas, and it's been really warm in here.
Okay.
But B&B Heating, if your gas did we already get them?
I already had them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you?
I think I got.
Or B&B Well and Pump, Julian's Heating and Air. We didn't do.
There you go.
Julian's Heating and Air. If you're having any issues with
you
your
definitely don't want those right now.
HVAC or whatever, give them a call. They will fix you up, and they helped us out. So
yes, they were
tremendously.
Wonderful. Yep.
So, hey, what an amazing group of ladies we got to spend time with tonight, guys. These guys, or these our student athletes, they work too hard for us not to go out and support them.
Yeah. They'll be at home on Tuesday night, which will also be senior night. What schools will be here Tuesday night? Do you know? Osage Beach. Okay. Will that be the only other school here that night?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Osage Beach will be here. When do you guys play Aurora?
I don't think we do.
You're lucky.
Thursday we have Pearl Junction.
Okay.
Okay. It was a busy week this week, huh? Okay.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us, and it's been a pleasure. And you guys are just amazing. We can't wait to see what this year looks like and the many future years we've got, thanks to our upperclassmen and stuff. So, all right, guys, we will be back next Sunday.
Yep. See you next Sunday.
All right. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.